Imagine a place so remote that the nearest humans aren't standing on Earth. They're orbiting hundreds of kilometers above it. Hidden deep within the Pacific Ocean lies Point Nemo, the most isolated location on our planet. No cities, no airports, no permanent human settlements, just endless ocean stretching in every direction. But beneath this vast emptiness lies an extraordinary secret. For decades, the world's leading space agencies have been sending retired spacecraft to this exact location. Why would humanity deliberately crash millions of dollars worth of technology into the middle of the Pacific Ocean? The answer begins here. Located in the South Pacific Ocean, nearly 2,700 kilometers from the nearest inhabited land, it's the safest place on Earth for controlled spacecraft re-entries. When satellites and space stations complete their missions, they don't simply vanish. As they re-enter Earth's atmosphere, most of the structure burns away, but some heat-resistant components can survive the descent. To eliminate any risk to people, aircraft and shipping routes, engineers precisely guide these spacecraft into the empty waters surrounding Point Nemo. That's how this remote location became known as the world's spacecraft graveyard. Point Nemo isn't just a remote location, it is the final resting place of hundreds of spacecraft. Since the 1970s, space agencies have intentionally guided retired satellites, cargo spacecraft, and even entire space stations to this remote region. One of the most significant missions took place in 2001, when Russia's Mir space station was deliberately deorbited after operating in space for more than 15 years. Since then, many other spacecraft have followed the same carefully planned journey. Even the International Space Station, one of humanity's greatest engineering achievements, is currently expected to end its mission with a controlled re-entry into the South Pacific around the end of this decade. What may seem like a lonely patch of ocean has quietly become the final chapter in the story of space exploration. Sending a spacecraft to Point Nemo requires months of careful planning. Engineers calculate its orbit and execute a final engine burn to guide it out of space. During re-entry, temperatures exceed 1,500 degrees Celsius, causing most of the spacecraft to burn up in the atmosphere. Only a few heat-resistant components survive the descent and fall into the remote waters surrounding Point Nemo. This controlled process minimizes the risk to people while safely disposing of retired spacecraft. With hundreds of spacecraft resting near Point Nemo, it's natural to wonder about their impact on the ocean. Fortunately, the environmental impact is considered minimal. Most of each spacecraft burns up during re-entry, leaving only a small amount of debris to reach the ocean floor. Point Nemo was chosen not only for its isolation, but also because it lies far from populated areas and major marine activity. Every controlled re-entry is carefully planned to protect both people and the environment. Point Nemo is more than just the most isolated place on Earth. It represents humanity's commitment to exploring space responsibly while protecting life on our own planet. As future missions continue beyond Earth, this remote corner of the Pacific will remain the silent final destination for the spacecraft that once pushed the boundaries of exploration. Because every journey into space deserves a safe journey home. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy watching documentaries, you can subscribe our channel for more interesting stories.